Welcome back again. This is part two of Dognuttery in Canada, episode 6. Dognuttery in Canada, episode 6, part 2 of Canada's dog problem. I'm going to continue to shine the light on the Dognuttery that has been going on in Canada. Brief introduction regarding this issue. I just like to other countries. It's known about. Like everyone knows the dog problems in America and other countries in Europe, but in Canada, it seems to be swept under the rug. No one really talks about it. No one says anything about it, and I'm guess I'm going to be changing that because again I'm going to be shining light on everything, nearly everything regarding dogs. I will be shining a light on. I'm like a goalie. Like nothing should get past me. Nothing should get past me. I don't care if it's something that is so nitpicking or an attack. I need to cover this to let people know, hey, this is what's going on. Let's look at these issues in this type of way. Not know, oh, it happened and shrug and walk off. No, those days are over. Because if we keep shrugging off these issues, they tend to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Look at the U.S., for example. It's bad down there with these dogs. It is bad, and soon enough, Canada is going to become that. And I do not want it to happen. For the safety of myself, for the safety of others, and especially the children. And we shouldn't have to tolerate this dog nonsense. For what? Like, it's just so idiotic. These things are everywhere and are worshipped. But for what, though? They do nothing. It's these dog nuts that are doing everything for these things. If these dogs actually did something without asking, without being trained or drugged up, hey, I wouldn't be complaining. But that's not the case. We have humans manipulating these worthless mutts to do stuff and doing things for it and then worshiping it as if it does anything, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. You can say, oh, I have a service dog. No. You humans are training these things, manipulating these things, brainwashing these things so it can do a job so you can pay them. It's all business. It's all business. It's all to dumb down these people. There's these dog agendas. It is an obsession, and it needs to stop. Not in Canada. No. It needs to stop now. And as a child, man, I had, not as much now, but as a child, I don't know how I survived. Man, I was terrorized by them. So many times I was alone and I seen a loose dog in the area. But I guess because I have such keen eyes, I seen them from a long distance and I'm out of there. And luckily enough, I was not harmed. And then, again, there's a lot more things that have happened as a child, and I can't believe I survived without even getting bitten. But to be terrorized, to be traumatized without even being attacked, it's unacceptable. This is why I hate them. If these dog owners, these dog owners stayed in line and did what they're supposed to do with these things, maybe this wouldn't happen. But that's not the case. And this is why I'm here now. And the hatred is because of these dog owners. It's specifically because of these dog owners, because they're the ones bringing these worthless things into the communities. They're the ones taking these things from whoever, wherever, and bringing them into the community. So it's just not a dog owner problem. It's everyone's problem now. I'm trying to play basketball back in the day at the park, whatever, school, whatever. And you're bombarded with these worthless mutts. Loose dogs in the area? No. No. That should not happen. Should not happen. But, we're going to shine the light on these worthless mutts. And as I touched base yesterday about dogs being in cars, and look what I found the other day. Ultimate distraction, RCMP warned drivers against unsecured pets in vehicles. Driving with a dog on your lap, that's grounds for distracted driving ticket. Not only is having unsecured pet in your vehicle a distraction, it's plenty dangerous for, again, I don't care for the dog, but it's dangerous for everyone on the street. Those walking, others driving, riding their bike, and this dog nut has a worthless mutt on their lap, in their car, unsecured, roaming around. Dogs should not even be allowed in cars. They should not be allowed in cars. I don't care. I hate them. They should not be allowed in parks, not allowed in grocery stores, not allowed in shopping carts, not allowed anywhere. Doctor's office. They should not be allowed there, period. A head-on collision at the on the Combs Junction on Monday, January 27, caused one woman to be sent to the hospital while the worthless mutt died in the accident. Yay. Following the mishap, the news reached out to ask about the rules surrounding pets and vehicles. They said they issued a related ticket that caused quite a stir several years back. So it's not the first time, obviously. We actually set precedent in Qualicum Beach when we gave a ticket to someone who had a dog on their lap. I mean, that is the ultimate distraction, having your pet on your lap while you're driving. Dog nuts, they just don't care. They think me. All they do is think is me. They don't even consider, most of them don't even consider the dog's well-being. They're narcissistic. They're narcy, I like to call them. From personal experience, when I worked in Sayward, I went to a collision when someone had their dog on their lap and they got in a crash. The airbag pushed the dog into their chest, and all that was left of the dog was fur and blood on their chest. That's disgusting. Disgusting. There's nothing stopping an airbag, right? So if you're driving around and you bump into a deer or you hit another vehicle, your dog's going to get between you and the airbag. If you see that, we're going to pull the person over. And it seems like, just based on this, they're only doing it for the dog. They're doing it for the well-being of these worthless mutts. Unacceptable. Again, I don't care about the dog, but people got to be considerate, man. You can't have these things on your lap or in the car, period. It should not be in a vehicle. I don't care. And they add again, this is back from 2015. The laws and risks of driving with your dog in British Columbia. Taking your dog for a ride in the car can be dangerous to you, your pet, your worthless mutt, and others on the road. We love taking. We don't. I don't. But the dog nuts need to be aware of the distracted driving laws that came into existence on October 20th, 2014, not only due to the laws applied to handheld electronic devices such as cell phones, GPS units, but it includes your dog being free in the vehicle or on your lap. They say over 60% of dog owners have driven while distracted by their pets as passengers. Some places in the United States are considering banning restrained pets altogether. What does that mean? Are considering banning unrestrained pets altogether. 1 in 6 owners use restraints when their pets are riding in the car. When left unleashed, our worthless mutts can prove to be quite distracting, interfering with the ability to steer, climbing into the driver's lap, crawling on the foot pedal. And they say, you might wonder if it is illegal. Well, yes, the Vancouver police to the pocketbook frown upon dog owners who do this. And even if it's a law or it's illegal, they'll still do this. They'll still do it because, again, these dog lovers, they don't care. They only care about themselves. And some of them really only care about the dog. They're going to continue to endanger people. In 2016, quite old, but nevertheless, we got to let people know what has been going on. Toronto boy is in hospital with serious injuries after being attacked by a dog in the city's East End. According to a series of tweets from Toronto police, animal had the child by the neck at one point and would not let go. Sounds like a chihuahua, doesn't it? Police shot and killed the worthless mutt in order to free the boy. The officer was bitten in the incident and suffered injuries described as minor. And the boy had non-life-threatening injuries. And they're investigating the incident. But since then, even though I've been searching for dog attacks after dog attacks in Canada, Toronto, etc., there was no update on this. There was no update on this ordeal. None. Dog attacks boy 13 in Old Town. I call it the Old Town. 13-year-old Oshawa boy was treated at hospital for injuries sustained in a dog attack on Tuesday. This was back in 2009. I know it's quite old, but you shouldn't forget these victims. I know this child now is a grown man now. A grown man now. We shouldn't forget. And I hope that this person, hates dogs, isn't a dog lover, isn't a dog lover. And if this didn't let him learn and he becomes a dog nutter, then man, what good are you? They launched an investigation into the incident. She said the boy was bitten by an American bulldog, yet another bully breed, pit bull, whatever you want to call it, which was located by Animal Services. The dog involved was not a breed covered by provincial legislation, what means is this is a banned breed. It's banned. But, and it's funny, these people are not proactive. The Ontario government, which has banned these pit bulls, are not proactive. And like I said, there's been a ban since 2004 or 5, 2004, 2005. And I'm still seeing these things. And this is what happens. You can ban them all you want, but people are still going to get attacked. Imagine if it's like, imagine if they're okay with people, how there's, okay, in some places, maybe not now, but some places it's illegal to well, it still is, but it's illegal for you to sell weed on the streets. What if, people still did it? What if there's a ban on weed, selling weed on the streets, and people still did it? No one reinforced it. Imagine that. Or, I don't know, probably the bad example, but let's say they banned something, but people still did it. You'd say that these laws are pretty much pointless. Having these rules are very pointless because people are still getting hurt by them. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, these dogs need to be eliminated. Police were called to the scene in the area of Oshawa Boulevard South, but by the time they got there, the teen had taken to the hospital. Witnesses said the boy was walking alone southbound on Oshawa Boulevard when he was confronted by a dog from a nearby home. The dog, believed to be only 10 months old, is said to have bitten the boy on the right forearm and pulled him to the ground. The dog's owner pared the animal off and put the dog inside. The boy received several stitches for the puncture wounds. The dog was taken into custody by the Old Town Animal Services. 10-month-old worthless mutt. I'm guessing this is a pit bull. It doesn't matter what age these worthless mutts are. They are dangerous. They are dangerous. They don't attack you just to chew you up and walk away. They attack you to kill you. But yet people still have them. People are still owning them. They're still buying them. They're still walking around with them on the streets. People still walk them on the street. There's a pit bull ban, bully breed ban, whatever you want to call it, in Ontario, but people will still walk them on the streets as if nothing happened. Imagine if it's like weed. You can't sell weed on the street, but people are still walking with weed. Imagine that. Man, it doesn't make sense. Uxbridge girl hurt in dog attack back in 2007. Another 6-year-old, like we covered yesterday in Scarborough, but this time it's in Uxbridge, suffered wounds to her face, neck, legs, and a man was hurt in attack by 2 dogs in York Region Monday. Rebecca V was visiting a relative's property in Baldwin to pick apples at 6 p.m. And imagine that. You're just going to go and pick some apples. Low risk, very low risk activity. Just pick apples, make a pie, eat some apples, enjoy the sunset. But Tuesday morning, the girl was accompanied by Angie and Peter, cousins of Miss V. As they were heading into the field, they encountered the dogs, a Rottweiler and a Doberman, according to Miss V. The dogs attacked the 6-year-old. So they skipped the 3 adults. They skipped adult 1. They skipped adult 1, adult 2, adult 3, and they went right for the 6-year-old girl. But Miss Roy threw herself over the girl to protect her and started screaming to get attention, explained Miss V, with Miss Roy struggling with the dogs. Struggling, man. The only way dogs listen One of the only way of two ways dogs will listen is if you get a weapon and you go at the thing, gun, knife, whatever it is. These things, they're unruly. They're 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 vicious. They're dangerous. They struggled with this thing. Two of them. Imagine if it was only just the lady and the child, or just the child alone. This, again, these things need to be eliminated. And the guy who struggled was on a liver transplant list. Damn. Ruptured hernia during the ordeal and remains in the hospital. Imagine that. The dogs belong to a neighbor. We just gotta just wipe them out, man. Wipe them out. The daughter is now traumatic. Is has daughter's now traumatized. Stitches on her face. Man, I'd like I'd love to see an update on these people and how they are now after this ordeal. Imagine that. Just gonna go pick some apples with your little girl, little child, and then these worthless mutts come at you to attack and to kill you. How about this? Two men in hospital after attack by dog. This happened in Quebec, or is it Quebec? Ottawa. We'll say Quebec. Yeah, Quebec. Two men were taken to hospital with serious injuries after being bitten by a dog about 40 kilometers northwest of Ottawa. Police said a 40-year-old man was attacked by his own worthless mutt outside his residence on Tuesday evening, and that the animal then bit a 69-year-old man who had gone to his aid. Both men were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening but serious wounds to their arms. One of them later needed to be transferred to undergo surgery. After a while, the 40-year-old, who was the owner of the dog, had to be transferred to Montreal. Screw that guy. I say screw him. Screw him. If your dog attacks you, it's on you. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Don't care. If I see a dog attacking an owner, I will look and then just keep walking. Or keep driving, keep running, keep doing whatever, doing my business. If I find that the dog is being too loud, I'll just close the door or close the window. I don't care for these owners if they're attacked. They're the ones that brought these things in, so they need to deal with the problem themselves. This guy should not be transferred to a damn hospital. They should transfer this guy to a dog hospital. Since this guy is a dog nut and loves dogs, drop him off at a dog hospital. These people don't deserve treatment. They're too stupid, man. They're too stupid for treatment. And the police shot the worthless mutt with the owner's permission. And look at this. The dog's carcass was taken to the local SPCA where tests will be carried out to determine its breed. Guarantee you it's a bully breed, pit bull, or whatever you want to call it. Back in 2019, dog attacks owner again and another person at Lakeview Park. In Oshawa, two people were left bloodied when a woman's dog attacked them while at Lakeview Park. Incident happened at 1:30 p.m. Oshawa when the woman in her 20s was attacked by her dog. Good for ya. Be say good for ya. A man also suffered facial injuries when the dog turned on him. If you see a dog attacking their owner, just walk away. Better yet, again, I know just ignoring the problem, someone else might get hurt. Yes, true. But it's either, if you're going to help, put down the dog, as in put the dog down, and then just walk away. These dog nuts deserve no sympathy. I said it. And the dog was leashed. And the dog was on a leash. The dog was on a leash. The dog was still on a leash and still attacked. Imagine that. Imagine that. Your leash dog attacked you. That is so hilarious. Oh my god. Dog still on a leash. The beloved sacred leash, and it still attacked the owner. I want to see what they're... Why do they not want residents to set off fireworks? Why? Why do they not want it for people to set off fireworks? I guess it's more about causing fires. I thought they would mention, just to keep the worthless mutts safe. But anyways, dog in Ontario contracts avian flu from wild goose, dies in rare case. Let's see what they're going to say about this. Actually, no. Because I know they're just going to beat around the bush. Obviously, this dog, attacked the thing for no reason. And it got what it deserves. It's karma, Kramer. That's karma, Kramer. How about this one? Just recently, growing dog populations are an issue in some remote communities, shelters under pressure. Phoebe Sutherland rushed last week to capture a stray dog that nipped an elder in her community of Moose Cree First Nation. It was the latest instance of issues springing from a growing population of dogs on the island of the southern tip of James Bay, after veterinary services that used to spay and neuter canines paused visits during the pandemic. While those visits were gradually resumed, there are many dogs, such as Huskies, Labradors, German Shepherds, and Wolf hybrids to get to, Sutherland said. We had an elder, startled, scared, barked at, and nipped. She was pretty shaken up, said Sutherland. I mean, man's best friend. This is man's best friend. Man's best friend is causing people to feel startled, scared, and just traumatized. Can you believe that? They captured one dog, but there's still a lot of them. So why don't they just kill them right there? Other countries are doing this. Just shoot and kill them. If the whole issue is that there's so many dogs in these shelters, no one wants them, they're keeping up space, they're bothering people, then just freaking end these things already. Just end it. It's funny how people are calling us saying we found this dog, it was hit by a car, we found these worthless mutts starving. Who cares? Who cares? There's too much of them. They're worthless. They can't, again, they dogs cannot survive on their own. This is proof. This is proof right here. They can't manage on their own. They can't even manage their own offspring. They can't do it. They're around people, bothering people. They can't survive, can't hunt, can't make their own territory, habitat, nothing. No one wants them. They're filling up shelters. They're attacking people left to right. People are traumatized by them. Then just end it. If any other animal, they would be shooting and killing them right then and there. But for these freaking worthless mutts, they just take their time. It's ridiculous. And they care about these frozen dogs. Who cares? Who cares? Another thing, man, I hate when they do this shit. I'm not going to play the video. I hope it's not a video, but when a worthless mutt is finally adopted, whatever, they do this stupid, I don't know, parade thingy. It's just so retarded. Excuse my language. It's retarded. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. Ugh, look at this thing. Look at the madness on this thing. God did not make this. God did not make this. But BC community rolls out dog strollers to entice tourists. Look where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Look what is happening to Canada, where to entice tourists, they are promoting dog strollers. To attract tourists, they're promoting dog strollers. This is going to help the tourist economy, if that's a thing. And again, this just only proves that these things are worthless. Worthless, worthless, worthless. And they say you live for your dog. Because again, they are worthless. They are worthless. You know, especially when you're traveling. She's exactly that kind of tourist, or we should call these dog nuts terrorists, because they're going to be terrorizing places with these worthless mutts. She's a contourist of District 100 Mile House is trying to attract with a unique stroller initiative for pet owners. This May long weekend in Caribou community, located 300 kilometers northwest of Vancouver, is offering visitors to its information center the chance to borrow a dog stroller called Dog. These dog nuts are God, they're just so. I don't hate to say the word cringy. I kind of hate that word, but it's they're so annoying. They're so annoying. These stupid names and their stupid ass objects for these worthless mutts. She's trying to meet the needs of these dog nutters. Again, no one is forcing them to own these worthless mutts. But they want to, sell shit to them. Sell dogs to them so they can sell shit to them to accommodate these worthless mutts because they're worthless. No. So they're going to use Okay, so she loves the idea of communities trying to entice her and her pet to visit. So having these stupid ass strollers for these worthless months is going to entice people to a place. And sad part is these people are traveling either to or from, and that means most likely they're going to be bringing their worthless mutts with them. They're going to be bringing them to wherever, to whatever landmark or tourist location. You're out there looking and you're stunned at the scenery, and here comes a dog nut with a dog in a stroller. That looks stupid. Dognuttery is real in Canada, man. I'm telling you, it is real. And I know this has been going on for a while, but again, they start with an inch. They just plant the seed, and eventually this is going to grow and grow and grow. And eventually we may see these things in grocery stores if we have not already. I haven't seen them yet. But I guarantee you, instead of people pushing babies in strollers in the grocery store, they're going to be pushing these worthless mutts around the grocery store. And if that dog jumps up and, bites on, let's say, a crackers box or chips bag, punctures the box or bag, guarantee that these dog nuts will just put the thing right back on the shelf. When in fact, they should, after that incident, they should purchase it and get the hell out of the store. Back in May, man drowns trying to rescue his dog swept away by West Vancouver Creek. Good for him. Man is drowned after trying to rescue a dog from a creek in West Vancouver Park Friday evening. Police say the man was in his 40s and his wife were walking a friend's dog. So this was a friend's dog. The dog had been swept away by high, fast-moving waters downstream. Lower falls. The man went to rescue him, and pretty much the guy did not survive. So this guy risked his life to save a worthless mutt, and that resulted in his demise. But I say good riddance. We do need less dog nuts in this world anyways. So if you see your dog in a creek, a stream, body of water, in a volcano, go ahead and jump in there. Why one Ontario animal rescue is not inundated with unwanted dogs. And look what they do. I mean, we all know these things are worthless, and they know they're worthless. So they try to use these things to try to humanize it, to sell them to brain dead dog nutters. Simcoe County Animal Rescue Entity is asking for help as adoption rates sit at an all-time low. That's wonderful. Where's the problem? What is the problem? I mean, it's like they want every person to have dogs. Why are dogs pushed on people so much? Why? I'll say no, it's a business. Business comes first. There's also the dog agenda, but why? Like this, why is it so pushed on so much? Like as if we have to own these things. Why? A dog? A nasty dog? As if these things are entitled to be living in a home. Well, it just doesn't make sense. The cost of living, the rise in the cost of living, there's an increase of dogs being given up, yay, and a decrease in people looking to adopt a worthless mutt. Why did they have to use furry friend? Gotta stop doing that shit, man. They gotta stop doing that. Just call it a freaking dog. Call it a worthless mutt. Animal Rescue Entity is a charity that helps rehome dogs. Like, why? Why? Man, why can't they just be honest and say, hey, these things are worthless. They lack independency. So we need someone to take care of them. Not only just take care of them, but to fork over thousands of dollars for them. Not just for the dog, but to other businesses. Got to pay for vet bills. You got to pay for accessories. You got to pay for all this. You got to pay for that, food, all that. Non-stop with these things. It's all business. 2023 has been a challenging year for adoption, which is good. In their 17 years operation, which is marvelous. It is marvelous that it is it is marvelous to see that these dogs are not being adopted, and it is at an all-time low. Oh man, good. And look what they say. With many dogs in need of a home. Why? If these things are so smart and they're real animals, why do they need a home? Why? What is the vexation of them needing a home? Why are they pushed on people so much? Why? Stop doing this. You gotta stop. These dogs are not entitled for no damn home. If they need a home, they need to go make their own home, but they can't. They're worthless. They're stupid. They can't survive. They lack independency. They're going to bother people. So put these things down. Eliminate the dogs. You eliminate the dogs, everyone's going to be a lot happier. I've never seen anyone, provide any evidence that not having a dog is bad or negative. There's no evidence of it, of not having a dog. You don't have a dog, everything works out great. And another thing I've noticed, no one calls these dogs wild. They call them stray dog. They don't say wild dog. I'm talking like dog like this. They don't call them, if they're out in various towns and countries, they don't call them wild. They'll call the monkey wild, the lion wild, the crocodile wild, but they don't call dogs wild. Excluding wolves, coyotes, dingoes, etc. They don't call the worthless mutt wild. They call them stray dogs. They call them rescue dogs. They call them worthless mutts. They call them, dumb dogs. They call them bad dogs. They call them in need of a home because these things are not wild. They're worthless. Wild animals are survivors. Wild animals don't need to be rescued like dogs have to be rescued. Dogs always have to be rescued, and these people want to stick these things into homes. They want everyone to own them. They're pushing for people to own dogs. But I'm happy that people have given up dogs for their own well-being. And hopefully they've given up their Dognuttery as well and can see that dogs are worthless. So they can say, I hate dogs. Quite a few more to go. I may do a part 3. Did not plan on that, but we'll see. New dog leash rules in York Regional Force dropping number of reported incidents. Not sure what that really means. We'll find out. On a nice Sunday in winter, we're likely to find Bob and Mary Buchan at a York Regional Forest tract with their golden retriever Alice. Alice usually won't usually be on a leash, but Newmarket couple aren't breaking any of the new forest rules because they prefer to take their worthless. Sorry, excuse me. I should not have called the dog by by its name. Excuse me for that. I just lost track for a second. They're golden. They're worthless mutt. Usually won't be on a leash, but the new market couple aren't breaking any of the new forest rules because they prefer to take their worthless mutt to the Davis Drive track in Whitchurch, Stouffville, and yada yada, where the worthless mutts are allowed off leash in the forest trails. We are often out every Sunday, sometimes midweek, Marie said after wrapping up a walk at the track. And they don't worry when this worthless mutt is off leash. So here we have, proud dog nutters that are okay with their worthless mutt off leash. And just a reminder of what happened. Remember this? I'm guaranteeing that this thing was off leash, and look what happened. And I just hope there's a bear roaming around, a coyote roaming around, a mountain lion roaming around, and this off-leash dog gets what it wants, gets what it deserves, gets what it needs. And if this off-leash dog approaches someone who hates dogs, like I've said before in the other video, stay in line, dog nutters. If your dog approaches someone who hates dogs, chances are that dog is going to go down. Even if they don't hate dogs. Like I do. Some people just don't like dogs approaching them. And these dog nuts are going to allow their dog to approach people. And when it happens, these dogs are going to become another Marshall and Millions. So you want to keep your dog off leash wherever you go. Be warned that your dog might become a Marshall and Millions. Those are two dogs that were put down by the police. And there are many occasions where neighbors have put down dogs. Other citizens, pedestrians, have put down dogs because they were bothering them. There's a video out there years ago of a guy kicking a dog because the dog was annoying him and killing the dog. So if you want to keep your dog off leash, this is a forewarning. Stay in line, dog nutters. Stay in line. So even dog lovers hate other dog lovers, or dog nuts hate dog nuts. Kitchener dog park dispute escalated in punches and kicks. Man. And Kitchener dispute between two men who lived in the same Kitchener apartment building spilled over into a dog park. One man punched the other. The court was told on Wednesday. He then punched and kicked him while the victim was on the ground. The man begged him to stop the attack, which was filmed by a woman who was with the victim. The assault happened at a dog park. It's funny, man. It's hilarious how people worship these things. They'll call dogs, man's best friend and dogs angels, and they have these parks where parks are places where you think people play, people relax, but a dog park is like a battle royal for dogs and dog nutters. Everyone's in a ring or the square circle or wherever, and it's mayhem. Most time it's mayhem. A lot of dog nuts hate dog parks because it's mayhem. It's a royal rumble. It's a battle royal. The other victim had previously bitten his dog, and it cost me mad money at the vet. And don't get a dog, you dumbass. The accused also claimed the man had previously threatened him and his girlfriend. So here again, yeah, you get it. Just witnessing the way these dog nuts behave. And it's a thing with dog lovers. That as soon as you're a dog lover, man, automatically your behavior becomes disgusting. Your behavior becomes disgusting. It's very off topic. Not sure this is still here, but so what I found out is, if you feed geese or probably ducks as well bred, they get something called angel wings, where the goose or the geese get malnourished, and it becomes like this where they can't fly. So they're just saying to people, don't feed geese or ducks bread. Just don't do it because it's gonna hurt them. But dog nuts, but with dog nuts, with dog nuts, they don't care about other animals. They don't care about real animals. They only care about their worthless mutt. And a lot of these dog nuts, it's funny. I'm gonna say it, but it's funny how they care more about their dog than their own weight. I've seen a lot of overweight people out there with worthless mutts, while their dog looks, excuse my language, way better than they do. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what? Okay, let's last thing, and I'm gonna take a break. Still have a few more things to share, but I'm gonna do this. I didn't plan for a part 3, but we're gonna do a part 3. So in Niagara Falls, in the neighborhood of Niagara Falls, back in last June of 2022, they're like foxes are terrorizing Niagara Falls, and when I saw this, I said, "What does this remind you of? What does this remind you of?" This reminds me of stray dogs in various countries that are wander and terrorize people left to right, but nothing has ever been done about that. Governments don't do anything about that. But all of a sudden, we get one case of fox terrorizing a community, and people are taking notice of this. How about when people report one loose pit bull in the area? You call animal control or police, and what do they say? They say, we can't do anything about it. So this is, it's like, yeah, it's like this dogs have this double standards, man. Like they can just get away with anything, even if they're killing people. Even if and when they're killing people, they're still capable of getting away with it. They're able to get away with terrorizing countries. There are dogs out there that are terrorizing countries, mind you. Well, these things are terrorizing a neighborhood, and it's crazy. And they add, however, foxes have no business in a subdivision. Personally, I think the builders or the city should have to pay for the relocation of wildlife since the city of Niagara Falls gives them the green light for land development. We could say the same thing for dogs, stray dogs in general. They have no business in our communities. None whatsoever. They don't do anything. They literally don't do anything. They provide no benefit for nothing. None whatsoever. But yet, they're forced and advertised and marketed for us to hoard them in our homes. But while real animals doing what they do, and unfortunately due to circumstances, all of a sudden, these things have no business here. And I hate dogs. I hate dog culture. It's so I'll do it after. It's so bad. It is very, 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 very bad. Mouth is like very dry, a little bit. I thought I could get through this within an hour, but nevertheless, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna do a part 3. I'll try to get done today. I don't have that much left to go, but still want to let people know about the dog culture that is happening, or I should say, the Dognuttery that is happening in Canada, and let people know, hey, this is not acceptable. For too long, it has been happening, and we gotta, you know, look at things that are going on in the U.S. and say, hey, we don't want that here. We don't want that Dognuttery in Canada. If it's already starting, stop it. Don't start. It's enough is enough. We need to be dog free. Like the article says, the foxes have no business here. Dogs, especially pit bulls, they have no business in our communities. None whatsoever. They do not. Even, and it's funny, even dogs have no business in dog parks, apparently. Like I said, dogs in dog parks, it's like Royal Rumble, a battle royal. It's mayhem. It's anything goes. Even dog lovers hate dog parks. Even the dog lover hates dog parks because of other dog owners and other dogs, and they fight and all that stuff. But anyways, and then there I'll be back with part 3. This is another Worthless Mutts or the Dog Butcher, and remember, it's okay to hate dogs.